All right, I think it's time we actually did something. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn on the modules and get them configured in this video. In the next video, we'll then dive into Drupal AI inside of CKEditor and see all the really crazy, amazing things it gives us. And then we'll continue on from there. As I highlighted earlier, we're going to cover content creation, moderation, and summaries, how to use Drupal AI with media. Now, when it gets to translations, I'm going to demo that from another website that I'm working on right now, simply because it just takes so much work to set up languages and things. And eventually we're going to hit search automations and site building, as you know. Head over to your site, and we've already turned on the core AI modules and configured them. Now we're going to turn on all the CKEditor modules. As a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you installed Media and Media Library. And now we're going to turn on the following: AI CKEditor integration and AI content suggestions, the SEO analyzer. As I mentioned, we're not going to worry about translate right now, and summarize document. We'll turn on AI image alt text, and if you have bulk upload installed, you could do the other one as well. We will turn on AI media image and check it out, although as I mentioned earlier, it's pretty bad. And then finally, the meta tag and meta tag AI generator modules. All right, scroll down and click install. Well, the first thing we have to do is, of course, set up our CKEditor to use everything we just added to it. Head over to Configuration, Content Authoring, Text Formats, and Editors, please. And we're just going to use the basic HTML format for this exercise. Click Configure. And of course, everything we're going to do here, you might want to add to the full one if that's what you use. So here in the toolbar here, it's not the best icon, but that's actually our AI editor there. Click and drag that down, and I always put it on the left because I use it so much. I don't use the balloon menus. They get in the way, especially when you're embedding media into the body field. So I tend to not use that. Also, because we're using media, go ahead and drag the media icon in and the image icon out. I never embed uploaded images using the image button. I always use media for a whole bunch of reasons. All right, so we've got some things to do here. We'll see now that we've got AI tools settings here, and we're going to cover each of these. All right. Everything pops up in a modal window here, so you'll be able to configure how wide and high that is. I'm going to leave them at the default for now, and we'll see if that works for us. Next, we have all of the options that come with it, and each of these needs to be turned on individually. So reformat HTML. I'm going to enable it. And as we set up earlier, it's going to automatically use ChatGPT 4.0. If you want to change that, you're welcome to. This one works just fine. And it has a reformat prompt. In fact, most of these will have some kind of prompt or pre-prompt, and you might want to consider adding some information to them, where it's applicable. And this one, of course, has a prompt already in it. Please fix this text to be marked up with semantic HTML using only lists, headers, or paragraph tags. This works incredibly well if you're embedding, say, a Word document or even text from another website that isn't already correct. You'll be able to click one button and semantically correct your HTML for 508 compliance, ADA compliance, which is going to be pretty important for government agencies coming up here pretty soon. The next one is summarize. Do we want to be able to summarize the currently selected text? Absolutely. And I'm going to have a great exercise for that, both in this section and when we get to automators. So once again, I'm not sure why it collapses and then moves all around. It's just a little bit of a bug. Once again, ChatGPT 4.0 seems to be okay for this. If you want to go to 4.1 or 5, that's up to you. And the prompt is here: summarize the following text in the same language. That's pretty important. All right, fix spelling. This actually works pretty well. So again, I'm going to enable it. And then I'm going to just check out the prompt here quickly. It says technical grammar only, no style. etc., etc., etc. Again, if you want to change that or update that, you can. Most of these prompts are limited to 2,000 characters. Modify with a prompt. Again, this is super helpful. We'll be able to take text that's been embedded and modify it with a prompt that we add. Now, again, there's a pre-prompt here. Using the follow instructions to process this text, return only the processed text without explanations. Modify prompt is what you'll copy and paste into the prompt itself, and that's the text you're going to process. If you find it's not working exactly the best way, come back here into this prompt template and update this prompt here, possibly giving it context, whatever else you want to prompt engineer it. This isn't a class in prompt engineering, so we're going to keep it pretty simple from that perspective, but you're able to do all of that in Drupal AI. Tone we're going to come back to because we need to set up a taxonomy first. Generate with AI. Get ideas and text completion assistance from AI? Sure. Now, this pre-prompt is not required, but again, it's something you might want to add to if you've got a certain context. We're not going to worry about help and support. We're not going to worry about translate, as I mentioned, but we will turn on summarize document. Choose the document bundle. This is typically going to be document, so we're going to feed it a PDF, and it's going to summarize the PDF for us, which is fantastic. If you want to summarize with a particular tone, you can update that here, and we will do that later. The vocabulary for length options, and then once again, the AI provider. I changed that to 4.1 just to see if there's any difference. So those are the AI options we need to configure at this point. We'll come back and do a couple of others in a few minutes. Now, because we moved the media button down to the active toolbar, we need to come down here on the left and say embed media. And while there's all kinds of options for embedding media, being able to change it and all of that, we're not going to worry about that. I have videos on that process if you're interested. All right, let's click Save Configuration. So we've configured now CKEditor to use the AI options. Let's go to Content, Add Content, and Article. And you'll see here it is there, and there's all of the options we built in. Now, we're not done yet because that's just CKEditor. There are more options that are over here on the right. We're going to enable those now as well. Let's head back to Configuration, AI, Content Suggestion Settings. These settings appear on the right-hand side, and there is some overlap. You can try them all out to see which ones you prefer on the right-hand side. I don't like tone on the right-hand side, so I'm not going to enable that. But I am going to enable title. Once again, there's some prompts here for us we can fix. Readability, that's super helpful, by the way. I'm again not going to put summarized text in here. I'm going to put that in CKEditor. Same thing with moderate the text, but I am going to do suggest taxonomy tags. And this is interesting. This uses the tagging widget or a closed vocabulary that you create yourself. Again, we'll look at that. And then settings per field suggestions. We're not going to worry about that. We're actually quite good to go with the pre-built prompt. Click Save Configuration. Now head back and go to Content, Add Content, and Article. And you're going to now see on the right-hand side, Suggest Title, Evaluate Readability, and Suggest Taxonomy Tags. Fantastic. We have a couple more things to set up. Go to Structure, Content Types, Article, and Manage Fields, please. Click Create a New Field. And we need to add the meta tags field. Continue. And continue. We also need to add a media field for our media manager. So create new field, media, and let's just call this article image. Continue. And of course, select the image media type. and save. Now, I know I'm going kind of quickly, but don't worry. That's what video is for. You can pause and rewind. All right, click on Manage Form Display, and let's remove the image field. I'm not a fan of uploaded images at all, so I'm gonna get rid of it and drag it all the way down under Disabled. There we go. And click Save. And on Manage Display, same thing. I'm going to drag the image out and put it under Disabled. And I'm going to grab my article image and put it at the top and hide the label. Click Save. All right, so there we go. Our content type is pretty much set up to go. Last thing we need to do is configure the meta tag AI module, configuration, content authoring, meta tag AI settings. We're going to, again, select OpenAI. And here again, you're going to need your OpenAI API key. If you're using Drupal Forge's AI version, you won't have that AI key, so you'll just need to skip this part of the session. Once you've entered your API key, go ahead and click Save. Click on Content Type and choose Article. You'll need to make sure that your meta tag field is what's listed here. I listed mine as meta tag, so the field underscore meta tag is correct. If you didn't call the meta tag field meta tag, then you'll need to update the machine name here. Click Save. All right. In the next video, then, we'll explore all of what you can do with CKEditor. I know that's a lot to set up, but hey, it's just one time, and you're good to go.